Special show being the centenary show to be held here at Moore Park. And the first of the duties this morning, and a very pleasant one, is to introduce our judges to you. Firstly, may I introduce Mrs. James E. Clark from the United States of America. And next, Mr. James E. Clark from the United States of America. And Mr. Robert Curtis of New South Wales. And Mr. Pat Whiteley, also of New South Wales. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the proceedings will start this morning with Mrs. Clark officiating in the ring, and she will be judging in the order of the gun dog group first, followed by the working dog group, and then the non-sporting. And the first exhibit into the ring this morning will be the puppies of the gun dog group, the puppy dogs.
Well, right, competition has started. There are four gun dog puppy dogs, a Vizsla, an English setter, a golden retriever, and an English Springer Spaniel. Lynn Butler of Acacia, German short-haired pointer kennels, is standing with me. Which one do you think might take this out, Lynn?
Well, I fancied the Springer.
The golden retriever wins. Now, what's his name?
It's Bry Golden Mishka, owned by D.W. and Mrs. J. Turley.
Lovely dog. Straight onto the challenge dog competition in the gun dog group. And that looks to be a very strong group, including the winner of, was it last year or the year before? The golden retriever, Mrs. Trout's golden retriever.
Yes, that's best in show last year.
Lovely Labrador and a nice pointer. Out come the final possible selections. German short-haired pointer, golden retriever, Irish setter, and a blue roan cocker. And the winner is the blue roan cocker. Now, what's this fella's handle?
That's Lahern, Love 'em and Leave 'em. I believe he's called Ellen. Owned by G. Love and Mrs. E.D. Flynn.
Has been awarded
and handled by Jeff Love. He's from the junior class, Harry.
Golly, that's a tremendous win, isn't it? Good luck to him. Looks to be a very, very beautiful dog.
Well, Mrs. Clark did remark that she was very, very impressed with the
exhibits now in the ring.
Now, these, of course, are the gun dog puppy bitches. Four only, the rest were eliminated during the judging day. The German short-haired pointer wins it, and I believe, Lynn, that's your wife, Caroline, isn't it?
That is, and that's our champion, Kazi and Liberty Bell, and handled by my wife, as I say.
Well, I'm glad I've chosen you as my co-commentator. You've brought her luck, haven't you? Beautiful move of this bitch, isn't she? Here we are, gun dog bitches. And again, as for the dogs, a very strong lineup. What appeals to you here, Ed?
Well, the money was on the Irish setter, and I must admit the Irish setter was a standout in the lineup. She's a very nice Irish setter.
Can't see her yet, but I guess she'll be pulled out any moment.
She was at the end just there.
I think the judge is about to call out those she wants for the finals. Here we are. Labrador, your Irish setter. Gordon setter bitch coming out.
I didn't pick the Gordon.
And it looked like a German short-haired pointer.
Another one, Harry.
Goodness me, it must be GSP Day. Here we are, GSP, Gordon setter, Irish setter, and Labrador. Final check for each and every one of them.
Who's the Irish setter?
Yes, that's Norma Hamilton there. I can't remember the name of the bitch.
It's champion
Best
Quailmore
Gundog
Outrageous.
challenge-winning bitch
Rage to her
has been
friends.
awarded to the Irish setter,
Brisbane Royal
number
Best in Show.
2636.
She's got quite a record, hasn't she, this bitch?
Been very, very successful.
Competition now, the finals competition in the Gundog group between the young Blue Roan Cocker in front and the very beautiful, elegant, refined Irish setter bitch in the back. And let's face it, she has picked two very, very good specimens, hasn't she?
She certainly has.
What's your money on this time?
Well, from the time I set eyes on that cocker, I fancied him, and I don't think he's going to let me down.
All right, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Look how well he moves. Beautiful, easy stride, nicely carried tail showing animation. And the bitch moves beautifully as well, doesn't she? The time's just about come.
The cocker's got it.
Cocker has it. Lovely. Nice to see a young dog like that from the country taking out a major prize.
Best exhibit in the Gundog group.
The Irish setter, of course, best opposite sex in group.
Number 1252. And the best opposite sex.
Congratulations all round, and I guess
Number 26.
on to the next group. And here we are, the working group, dog puppies. Nice little bearded collie being checked over. They're cute, aren't they?
They're
An
not.
old English. Beautifully put down, this dog, isn't it?
They didn't use those best exhibit, the best opposite. So what you've got to do, Alan's going to send them up to those two boards, and then you'll know what it is anyway, because she'll tell you something.
Let's see. The Old English is the winner, and by the look of it, well deserved.
And that Old English is R. and Mrs. Ingham's Penzance Blue Hud.
Dogs has been awarded to the Old English Sheepdog, number 3022.
Once round the ring for him,
Judging now.
and in
for
come the challenge-winning dogs
challenge-winning dog,
in the working group.
working dog.
By the look of it, the first one is Mrs. Hickson from Victoria, with that lovely, lovely cattle dog she's done so well with, both here as well as in her home state. There's some really good dog flesh in this group as well, isn't there, Lynn?
Certainly are.
Anything that appeals to you in particular?
Well, not being a judge of working dogs, Harry, I don't want to stick my neck out. But,
Well, let's wait. Let's wait, otherwise you might guess incorrectly.
Yes,
I'd say that Old English sheepdog would
Very
have a good
nice.
chance, wouldn't you?
very nice.
We're going to
Two
sort
lovely
them out and bring
collies.
the long legs in first. and
Unusual
sort
to
them
see
back.
such a
Even not
nice
when you do best
cardigan
dog.
in the ring, isn't it?
Actually, that Old English would have to have a very good chance here, because that's champion Mavama breathalyzer boy that the Delinskuses have done very, very well with. He's from an English import.
And a lovely collie ruff and a very, very nice German Shepherd. I would think the winner ought to come out of those three. Here we go, around the ring. That's the Shepherd. That Shepherd, by the way, Lynn, won Best in Show at the 1981 Melbourne Royal. That's only, what, 6 months ago?
This is only a relatively young dog too, I gather.
Beautiful.
The Royal to be changed.
Bred in Victoria.
As soon as you mention the word
Handled to
system or
perfection
method,
by the young lady.
that is
Doesn't
instantaneously the first
doesn't
two things to be
flinch, does it?
changed.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful top line, heavily muscled, deep chest. Sound as a bell, temperamental. by the look of
Yeah,
it.
that's right. That's what's happened.
Wonder what he moves like. Let's hope we see him. Yes, we will, I hope.
It's amazing he isn't up the
Goes.
tree.
Nice, easy, free, elastic move. He'd be in with a very good chance. What's his name?
That dog's called Champion Sampenny Vendetta,
Thank you.
and it's owned by Miss S. MacDonald from Victoria.
Now here's your old English. He's a well-performed fellow in New South Wales.
He's had a lot of best in shows. Very well performed.
Magnificently prepared. Final touches on the collie. And not a bad collection there either. There's a Bouvier de Flandre. You don't see many of them, do you? Border Collie. And a couple of Belgian Shepherd dogs.
My last hope. I can't think of anything else.
Here we go. Mrs. Clark's about to pull out a final, well, it's been 4 in the last group. Let's see. Collie and German Shepherd.
Well, you're right so
Old
far.
English Sheepdog, that's 3. What else is coming?
Yeah, that would be about logical.
Pembroke
Pembroke Corgi making it 4. And the cattle dog and the Kelpie. 6 in all. He's put the smaller ones up front, and I guess he might look at or move them separately from the 3 larger.
Too small, in other words.
There's no doubt about it. She does pick the really top ones quickly.
Old English is a bit like the American style Old English by all accounts. I've seen an American judge giving best in show. I don't say he's got American breeding in him, I don't know.
Perhaps to say he's lacking a tiny bling coat. So he's lacking a tiny bling coat on the withers. Since he's been brushed flat on the withers, which seems odd.
There's something wrong with the mic, you see.
Straight off. Yeah, there's 3 very, very nice dogs.
Okay, have you got it?
Exciting news.
No worries, pop it now.
Can't hit him.
German Shepherd, judging by German Shepherd Champion Sampenny Vendetta from Victoria.
That's a remarkable double, isn't it? Best in show at Melbourne Royal in October 1981, and here we are.
And best
At this stage,
challenge-winning
anyway.
working dog,
Best dog in working
has
group
been
in Sydney
awarded
Royal
to
in
the German
1982.
Shepherd dog
Not bad.
number 2230.
All right. Once more, we can see this dog striding it out. True German Shepherd fashion. It's a cracker.
I think the handler needed longer legs.
Working
Here we are.
puppy bitch.
This looks like the working group puppy bitches. And as you know, of course, elimination for this kind of competition went on throughout every day of the show that judging took place. And therefore, the number which
Last year they had their cooking
finally
gear up in that
appears
section.
on Easter Monday is relatively small.
It's been coming over
a nice
now
collie rough.
during the day because some of mine
Sweet little shepherd
the other
bitch
day.
too.
The Cardigan Corgi makes 3, and
They
that's
should have let you speak
they're the
that
only
way,
3 in this competition on the day.
That's a good moving youngster as well, isn't it?
Jeez. Fair dinkum. No Old English this time, is there?
Round the ring for a final check.
Oh, we'll do that as...
There's a first dog,
Well, look, in the working,
Now to
in
the
the working of
Cardigan Corgi on the table.
There's a trophy
By
for
golly,
best
you don't
Australian
often
working dog.
get a Cardigan Corgi in the finals of this kind of competition. They're a lovely breed of dog.
Best Australian working dog of which?
I don't know
Gentle
when
in
they're going to do this. We've got to keep
temperament,
an eye
yet
on it.
alert.
Yeah, right, I will. I'll go and
But somehow or other, they seem to be the poor relation
230, the shepherd.
Double 2, 3.
to the Pembroke Welsh Corgi as far as show ring success is concerned. This little one is shown by Jean Georgia. Has it got a name?
Yes, it's called Rossili Rebecca.
That's a lovely little bitch. Look at that top line. Lovely typical Cardigan front, and by golly, she's wonderful. very good luck. I don't think too many cardigans have won at this level. Sydney Royal.
And the best working
She's by
puppy bitch
UK
has been awarded to the
import dog,
Cardigan
huh?
Corgi,
Yes, it shows.
number
It's very, very
3950.
lovely quality. Moves like a train, doesn't it?
Working group
Now
bitches.
we go on to the working group bitches. And again, it looks to be a very strong lineup. There's an unusual breed for us, a smooth blue merle collie. See it just behind the collie ruff. There are not many of those in the country. Nicely coated Hungarian pulley and a lovely Old English sheepdog. Nice sheltie and two very attractive Welsh corgis. Beautiful outline on that Old English sheepdog. Let's see. Predictably, I guess she'll pull out four
Yes, that's right.
after she's
Go back
examined
to the normal way next year.
the whole lineup and moved it around. I like this little
won't print
tricolour corgi
pamphlets
bitch,
anymore.
don't you?
I wish to Christ they do run
Presents
up
a
the
very
things they do
nice
at any other
picture.
ordinary show.
Well
We're
handled
gonna
too.
pick it up. How
That
much you
would be
gonna
too
take?
easy, wouldn't it?
So she'll take the
I think she's got a lot of material to work on in that lineup, huh?
Yes, this is a very strong collection of dogs.
what's else left?
What's she got now?
Well, this would be the last of the lineup for her to take a look at. I guess now comes the walk up and down for the selection of the four or whatever number finalists she has in mind. I reckon the corgi will have to be in it, don't you? And so will the Old English. Let's see how close we go. What's that one she's called out? Cardigan Corgi and the Pembroke. Yeah, we should be betting on this.
And I'm pulling the party on.
Cattle dog and bearded collie, making it four. I would have thought she might call the Old English out as well.
Well, there's no
Right
question.
choice.
There's absolutely no question.
Collie and
check.
the Old English. Look at that. I wish I could pick
Take them all with him, mate.
racehorses like this.
Old English, mate.
No, she can't make that.
Any
clear.
favourites at this stage, Lynn?
And ask the other cattle.
Well, the collie and the Old English look to be in magnificent coat and condition, Harry.
Well, let's see. Keep your fingers crossed. You're on again, my friend. The Pembroke Corgi is the winner,
4034.
and deservedly so.
Champion Newport Black Rose with a very excited Mrs. Treble. They're in the lead.
Yes.
And the
Nice
best
to see
challenge-winning
emotions.
bitch in the working group has been awarded to the Pembroke Welsh Corgi, number
She's a very shy little bit. She's
4034.
5.5 years old, Harry.
Oh, she doesn't look it, does she? Looks in absolute peak of condition.
It's opposite sex in the working dog group.
Competition now, of course, is between the German Shepherd,
Actually, know what's going on this time.
the best dog in the working group, and the
think I might
Pembroke
go for
Corgi, the best bitch in the
I think
working.
I might be able to know the difference between the two.
The Shepherd, because of his age, his condition, and I suppose his track record,
Maybe a good shepherd.
would have to be the slight favourite,
He's
wouldn't you think, Lynn?
Well, he's certainly a standout-looking dog. But that Corgi, she's obviously been in the ring many times and she's obviously done some winning, and
So we don't
she's a
lose.
showy little thing, so
You taking bets?
well, I think it's about even money, Harry.
All right. Let's see, this is Victoria versus New South Wales. So far, all the other dogs which have won have been from New South Wales. Maybe this will be victorious. We'll see. The final bit of movement on the German Shepherd. One more quick look at him standing, and I guess the attention will turn to the corgi.
He's certainly all shepherd, isn't he?
He really works for it. He works for it.
See the corgi move again. She is sound, isn't she? In all directions and dimensions.
Well, she's only got short legs, but she's keeping her handler on the move.
Yes. Across and back to Mrs. Clark. The last time. I would imagine the moment of truth has just about arisen. Best in the working group is the Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Well done.
Pembroke Corgi from Kemps Creek in Sydney.
Kemps Creek is where?
It's out towards Penny.
Western suburbs of Sydney.
The best exhibit
Champion
in the Working Dog Group
Black
has
Road.
been awarded to the
K.A. and
Pembroke
Mrs.
Corgi,
M. Treble.
number 4034.
Well, we'll be seeing a bit
Best
more of
outfit
her
sex to the German
later on in the
Shepherd,
day, I guess, when it comes to
22230.
best in show lineup.
Lap of honour.
Award for the
Attention now turns to these three, cattle dog,
Australian Working
Kelpie and the Border Collie,
Dog.
for a special award, an award for Best Working Dog in Show.
Best Australian working dog.
Yes, I'm sorry, Best Australian Working Dog, and I would figure that Cattle Dog would be a hot favourite. He's done an enormous amount of winning for his Victorian owner. Comes up to New South Wales quite often to compete.
Yes, he's won it. That's champion
Award goes to
Callawong
the
Blue
Australian
Jeff.
Cattle Dog,
Mr.
dog
and Mrs.
number
Dixon
174.
from Victoria.
Straight into the non-sporting group, and the best non-sporting group puppies. A boxer, very attractive Keshound, and a small poodle. I can't tell from here if that's a miniature or a toy. And there is a Boston Terrier in front as well, so it's Boston, poodle, boxer, and Keshound. Beautifully marked Keshound. And he wins it. That's another unusual breed, unusual in that there are not so many Keshounds around, and yet they do quite a bit of winning, especially as youngsters. The non-sporting challenge dog lineup, and this being the largest of our groups numerically, should give Mrs. Clark some lovely, lovely competition. Look at that beautiful Pyrenean. Nice Rottweiler, very attractive Samoyed, and a specially well-dressed St. Bernard exhibitor. Not a bad dog either.
Yes, he excited a lot of comment when he turned up at breed. Dressed like that with his St. Harry, he's certainly sexed the dog off.
Well, let's face it, you couldn't miss him, could you?
Practice sex again so soon after breakfast.
I had a cold meat pie.
She's in an enormous group, Judge. Really is. Looks like an attractive Lhasa Apso in full bloom. This young man, Lex Henry, lives in Hobart. I don't know whether he's a Tasmanian, but I've come across him once or twice judging in Hobart. Always has beautifully groomed poodles. Pam Bales, you know Pam Bales has
Not going to put anyone
been around with the Shih Tzu for quite a number of years now. And she breeds some beautiful stuff. Lovely.
May we have
Put
an
down to
RAS
perfection.
attendant to the ring, please? An RAS attendant.
Nicely made, squarely built boxer, well muscled,
Right, and resting 4034.
powerful mover. And the old British Bulldog. This must be a good one, this fellow, because do you remember he took the challenge over Wybong Just Hooper, the dog which won Best in Show at Sydney Royal 2 years ago.
What down the breeds?
To beat him, he'd have to be a really good one. Who is he?
He's a dog called Champion Don Allen Lord Braddock, and he belongs to Mr. and Mrs. Collins.
Gold Retriever.
Nice animal.
GSP.
Chow Chow coming up into position behind Mrs.
LES.
Clark.
Old English Sheepdog. LES.
That's a breed that
Cardigan.
is not as popular these days as it was a few years ago.
Peace.
And yet, top ones.
That's all we got.
Very
That
nice.
was, I think, still an unbeaten puppy. He's still an unbeaten puppy.
Still an unbeaten puppy, yeah. Which is peace on.
Unusual stilted
Because it
movement.
was
It's typical of the breed, stilted particularly.
That's one to watch.
What happens if it gets beaten here?
Attractively marked Dalmatian,
This lineup.
well spotted.
It still goes in the puppy.
Anatomic,
Still get puppy. You can still get puppy in show.
Yeah,
proportions.
It's already qualified for that now, hasn't it? So it
Very
doesn't
nice
matter,
looking
does
dog.
it?
looks as though he
Remains
could
a Mr.
run
Puppy.
beside a coach for hours on end.
Really
Let's see if he
become a
can.
beaten puppy.
Someone's going to shower.
Yes, nice to
They come to the office and bring a lead.
I can see behind Mrs. Clark,
There's some
Gordon Archer's, Gordon and Marie Archer's young Doberman
Bernard.
being set up. This dog's won an
Yes,
enormous
This is the
amount
first time I've seen it.
around Sydney over the past year or so.
I can't see the
What's,
Dalmatian.
what's his name?
The standard
Fondo Rockfield or something, isn't it?
That's him, yes. He was sired by the Canadian import.
Yes, he's the latest,
I
I think,
think it's
on Fondo Champions, which Gordon kept, and he's a classic specimen of his breed.
On a Doberman. A Doberman bitch, number 1918. A final call, you are urgently required.
God, challenge winning bitch.
A Doberman bitch, 1918.
Great Dane, black mask,
Only had one absent.
fawn Great
It was
Dane,
the Brittany and he turned up late.
tall
Turned up
dog,
late.
this fellow.
Doberman bitch.
I haven't been told of any
Upstanding, lovely, strong
Well,
top
it's on the
line.
assembly.
Good front by the look of him.
Doberman bitch already in
The
this.
long neck he's got there.
That's Champion Ratu the Professional, Harry. He's done a lot of breeding.
Nice looking at it.
No, it's a
Clark
challenge winning
just
bitch.
started to take a look at him. So he's been watching him nobody, obviously enjoying it.
Oh, yes, we haven't had a puppy.
Have we? Yeah. Could be that one.
He's a little bit fine for a
That's
game
the
dog.
same case dog we saw before.
Yes, the
The
best
other one they have is a better
puppy
one.
dog in the group also happened to be the challenge. So he took the challenge from puppy class.
Mastiff just went past us, and this is a most attractive Newfoundland. That colour, by the way, is called Gladys. That's black and white, like Sir
If
Edwin
we get this job next year, we'll be dressed up like that.
passion.
I just said to Nick Rainbow, I don't think
That's
it's quite
Champion Planhaven Teddy Jr.
The handler is Francis
Not
Wilson.
even the golfers. I watched the golf yesterday morning from America.
That's a beautiful moving dog, isn't it?
with great respect, hello. I missed
I
Spriggins.
reckon he could pull you out of the cold water if it was necessary.
Motor racing.
Beautiful
Yeah, that's right.
roll,
Golf
easy swinging.
That's right. What's golf? Or what's the golf? Or what's a bit of the motor racing?
I love those mighty minis scoring.
Now, what about that poodle?
That poodle is Marischal Different Drummer, owned and handled by Erica Thomas, and he is from 2 English import parents, very locally bred from 2 imports.
He's nicely put down, isn't he?
That
Beautiful
cloud cover
prepared.
is just keeping the sun away.
Let's see how he moves.
It's not a bad dog.
No.
Very nice.
And it's beautifully presented too.
Buoyant,
Yes.
easy strap.
And the handle's very neat.
Lovely
I
tail.
think that looks nice.
He'd be in that with a chance, I would think.
I don't mind that.
He's certainly a very, very pretty dog to watch.
I like that Pyrenean the gentleman is setting up. If my memory serves me correctly, that's a Victorian dog.
So,
This is Champion Andorra El Chasseur. It's owned by Mrs. R. Van Eck.
Yes, that's a Victorian dog. They breed some
particular raps,
very,
yeah.
very good Pyrenean dogs.
runner up in show the Asian breed.
Steady then.
Runner up in group 2. Ain't the bloody thing. It comes from up home too, you know. Friends of ours. Ripped it around. It's one up at Cheska.
Oh, yes.
No, the dog is standing up there in front of the power side.
No, I like it.
It's a
I like
rock.
the episode still on the bitch line up. She's nice.
There are not a great number of Rottweilers around New South Wales. They're much, much more popular than Victoria. And this fella looks to be particularly strong.
No. No.
Look at the substance of it. Depth of chest. Strong, level
I'd
top.
like to see the tail being
Well-developed hands and
being
moderately well-turned stifles.
The root of the tail is a
He
bit
looks
more
to be a
vertical.
crack.
Actually, the tail should come up and then
Tempered.
rest over the top like a breaking
From what we
wave,
just
rather
saw
than be
there,
a
it's
peak-type tail.
absolutely solid, isn't it? Very pretty dog.
Oh, that makes you like that.
Deep rust.
Did they?
Nice.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Oh, that
See
was
you
wonderful.
thrilled.
He'd be one of the best Rottweilers
First time having the two patrons.
we've
there.
seen in Sydney for many,
oh, that's
many
right.
years,
Yes,
if not.
yeah, that's right. The patrons, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, he comes from Victoria. He's another Victorian dog. And he's called Champion Stromhall Torrey, UD. He has a utility dog title, which I think is most interesting. He certainly shows,
dogs in the house, does he?
from the way he behaved there, that he
That's
could be
correct.
trusted.
Would not be around.
Their dogs just bolt around the house with us, you know.
You must ask her to tell you too where she feeds her.
And your colourful Saint Bernard and more
Bit challenged,
colourful
bit
still,
surprised.
Saint Bernard. That's not a bad
You probably
Saint
would have gone for
Bernard,
this
is it?
challenge
You
over here
reckon?
too, you know.
Very
She's a
nice looking dog. That's Champion Devon Mist Montgomery, another Victorian dog, owned by Mrs. J. Lonsdale. He's from a UK import bitch. They certainly make a striking picture together.
Oh yes, they
Because we've
complement
been up
each
there
other.
this morning, but I can't see
that the right way
Graham
to
Johnson
describe it?
anywhere.
Well, that'll do.
Hope this fella gets changed before he leaves the show.
I said, geez, I slept that much yesterday. It was unbelievable. I slept during the morning and I slept in the
Isn't it
afternoon.
Purposeful
amazing?
lever too.
Saturday night,
Impressive dog. Outcome the finals. Let me see. The Rottweiler. Very good.
The
Case Home.
That's one she picked. Look at it, you can hear the movement going through the crowd.
she thought they were rather
Dalmatian.
nice. I've got an idea. I'm
Bulldog.
going to have a plant.
And a miniature poodle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, well, the standard missed out.
The Dalmatian, yeah, mate.
Yes.
Oh, I can't have that.
Mrs. Clark certainly showed this year that she wasn't frightened or about to be put off by the youth of a dog if she considered the quality was there.
Oh, look at that. The Rottweiler won. Isn't that wonderful? I would say that's the very first time ever a Rottweiler has won
3, 4,
so high an award.
And the best
At
non-sporting
Sydney Royal,
dog challenge
probably other
winner
Royals as well.
has been awarded to the Rottweiler
The competition to
number 3,
follow
4,
this award, the non-sporting group bitch puppies. And what have we got? A Doberman,
I never
Cares
have guessed that
Hound,
one.
a Malamute at the back,
his
and
number?
right up the front, that's a Lhasa Apso.
3438.
So there are 4 in all. Golden-coloured Lhasa going for
All
its
six
walk.
into one corner. You've got it marked
Doberman,
down. Doing all 6 pictures. Well, nobody knows.
another attractive Cares Hound, very similar in pattern to the young dog we saw a couple of classes ago.
This puppy's done a lot of winning locally too.
Pretty. Most attractive at that age. And the last one, number 4 in this lineup, is quite an unusual breed for us. It's a young Alaskan Malamute.
Yes, we've only had this breed at Sydney Royal once before. It was 2 years ago, and Gordon Archer, judging non-sporting group, gave the Malamute best in group. And it's the sire of this puppy bitch. And he's won. That puppy bitch is called Meriton Akasuk Chemo, bred in Victoria, owned by Mr. and Mrs. T. Side.
Number 1
So that's the second
challenge-winning
Victorian
non-sporting bitch.
animal almost in a row together. We've turned our attention to non-sporting group bitch challenge winners, starting with the Alaska Malamute, commented on just a bit before.
Bernese
The
Mountain
awkward
Dog.
with
Yes, that's an
1398.
unusual one.
1398.
Nice Dalmatian, a brown Doberman, she's pretty. Very nice Great Dane. And a lovely standard poodle. Pyrenean Mountain Dog,
You know, disco.
Rottweiler,
Well, they're knocking out for a
Samoyed.
6, that's for sure. I would much do the work.
and a smooth-coated St. Bernard. That's Rhonda Phillips
gotta have some
with one of her
Just
miniature
about
poodles.
right.
She's got some very
Yes,
good ones.
most definitely. He said he's judging back there again.
Does a lot of winning then, Rhonda.
That one's LSA Bliss.
Common knowledge, a lot of people.
Well,
Malamute again,
easy enough to do because that's
showing
best
us
to
how
breed
it
with
can
it.
move.
Yes, there were two. There was that bitch and her little sister were the only ones exhibited this year.
That's the best to breed with it.
Yes.
But the Daki one is not.
No, well, we've got
Not-
6
not-
breeds.
Yeah.
Bernese Mountain Dog, there are not many of those around.
She's beautifully definite in her decisions on the best of breeds, isn't she?
Brindle Boxer bitch, shown by a lady called Lou Cope. That bitch has done a great deal of winning in Victoria and in New South Wales. She comes from Sydney, by the
That's
way.
for sure.
Yes, the boxer people would clearly recognise champion Ton-Up Glory B.
Yeah, only trouble you once and you'd stay down.
You can see why she's done a lot of winning, Harry.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's nice.
Yes.
Here's Stacy with one of his bulldogs. He's always got some cracking bulldogs. New young stuff coming up every year.
Champion Wybong Merriment.
Resigned, Dad, now.
This one?
We both resigned. Well, we've been trying to, possibly.
Fair balance, the standard poodle bitch in this
Chow Chow.
one. If it gets up here, Rottweiler was a bit of a shock.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a nice one.
I like that Dalmatian bitch. She's nice,
That is Brian
unexaggerated,
Lady Potter, who used to be Prim Dunlop.
anatomically well
I
constructed.
thought I recognised your face.
She was Dr. Dunlop.
Champion Retma Copper
She
Penny.
writes in the
Mrs. M. Ferrara. Harry?
Yes, I know Prim well.
Sun Herald or something. You got the button? Yeah, that's Damn it, broadcast the script.
Nice mover.
If I said what I was thinking and broadcast that, I'd be out. If I said what I knew,
You used to
with
be
the-
the
with
That's the
button,
Doberman.
used to be the announcer.
You drew my attention to earlier. She's elegant, refined, and yet there's quite enough of her, isn't there?
Oh, she's got tons of substance, but she's beautifully balanced.
Yes. Look at that depth of the
It
chest.
take very long to get through these other
Marvellous
groups,
condition.
dairy group and
It's another Victorian.
cheeky without getting
Oh, well.
in reasonable time.
Well, the whippet bowl's automatic. That's supposed to breed with it.
This is no stranger to the show ring. Harry, this Great Dane, champion Ranpura
I
Zahidi.
think that system on the ribbon works out well.
Yes.
Great Dane Bitch of the Year last year.
that dog ready to start.
I know she comes from up Gosford way somewhere.
Yes, that's Mrs. Simpson Wyeth. But she's done a lot of winning with that bitch.
It pushes out, doesn't it?
His sound bitch though. What he did there, he got out of one with his outcam bitch.
By golly, there are lots of breeds in that group, aren't there? Newfoundland, that's a little bit out of coat by the look of it, isn't it? Not quite in the same coat as the black and white dog. Now the poodle lining up now, that standard poodle, if you remember, is a Queensland dog. It won Best Opposite Sex in Show at the 1981 Sydney Royal.
What a lovely lad. Very easy.
Champion Marsden, Mind Your Manners. And I think that's Lance Wright.
Yes, it is. He's a Queensland lad. Very, very good with poodles.
This is beautifully put down. Well, I'll be surprised if he doesn't figure in the pull-out.
So will I.
That's Wilson's camp.
The nice Pyrenean mountain dog not quite up to the class of the dog in the earlier competition.
I think we should get a sign.
Nor is the
I
Rottweiler
think we should get a big sign up there.
Hey, Jack.
as nice to my eye
Office of
as was the dog.
Very quiet.
Very, very quiet.
I think he was a bit green.
Hasn't said another
That's
thing.
champion Razimov, Taimia Lass,
It's nice sandwich.
Mr. and Mrs. Cogley.
Pleasure of handling that down at oh, in
Smooth-coated Saint
What
Bernard.
size?
You don't see many of those, do you? Vast majority of saints shown here. Long coats.
Mr. Scott doing a great job.
Right, out we come. What do we find? Let's see. There you are. Here's your standard poodle. And the Doberman. I want to see the boxer come out. Yes,
That's
here
quite
it
a big
is.
one she'd pull out this time.
She's certainly picking top winners.
A miniature poodle.
They've done no good.
The boxer.
Yeah, the boxer.
The Lhasa absinthe.
That's good.
Just behind that Lhasa absinthe, a nice little
Boston Terrier.
Terrier.
Last reps out.
What have we got? 6.
Not that it performs, you don't have to tug it along.
Oh,
And the
7.
Saddler.
Remember, little girl.
What do you get? You
That's the
standard?
largest final selection he's given us so far.
Good dog, Tony.
It's
Yeah.
usually been about 4 or 5.
That Laza is champion Hardacre Salad Days. And the Doberman won. That is champion Capenberg Michaela from Victoria and by the Mercers.
Yes, yes, yep.
And the best non-sporting bitch
Very, very pretty.
has been awarded to the Doberman, number 1918.
Now it's finals competition. Rottweiler from Victoria, Doberman bitch from
We
Victoria.
have
For best in the non-sporting
puppy
group.
dog hounds.
Dobermans, of course, have won this kind of competition many times. As I told you earlier, as far as I know, this is the first time a Rottweiler has gotten this far in Sydney.
It's interesting too, Harry. 2 Victorian exhibits and 2 Teutonic breeds fighting it out.
Yes. I don't know whether the Victorians would like that statement. That must be a pretty tough competition, I think. 2 crackers.
So might go to the Doberman.
There we go. There's a lot to buy. For the first time ever, Rottweiler, best in non-sporting group at Sydney. Well deserved. Congratulations.
champion Stromhall Torrey UD, and I noticed from the catalogue
And the
that
best
he
exhibit
side
in the
several of the
non-sporting
class
group
winners.
has been
in
awarded to the
Rottweiler.
Rottweiler
That's good judging.
3438, and the best opposite
That, I
sex to
think,
the
is the
Doberman
end of dear old
1918.
Mrs. Clark, isn't it? She's judged her 3 groups.
The best of breed boxer is the bitch 855.
Well, now, when you've got your mind back on things,
Best of breed of British Bulldog,
come
number
back
894, the dog,
the hound
is
group,
best of breed.
judged by her husband, Mr. James Edward Clark.
The Laza Apso bitch 2908 is best of breed. Group as the Rottweiler 3438. The next group to be judged, ladies and gentlemen, will be the Hound group, and the awards will be made by Mr. James E. Clark of the USA.
It's a nice lineup for a hound and puppy dogs, isn't it?
Yes, there's more in this lineup than there were in the
Yes.
others, Harry.
And the winner is the division.
Wagner Erastus, owned by Mr. D. Jones, another very well-performed local puppy.
And the best puppy dog in the Hound group has been awarded to the Vicenji.
Very smart little dog.
The next award to be made will
Dogs
be for
entering
the
the ring
best
now, of course, are
Hound
the
challenge-winning
challenge-winning
dog.
dogs in the hound group. And there are nearly as many breeds in the hound group these days as there are in the non-sporting group. Let's see, we'll get close-ups of them, I would think, fairly soon, which will help us identify and talk about them.
Alan tried to throw you off. When the chow chows, he said,
Well, there we are.
songs
We've
are
got the
around.
same puppy Vicenji,
Yes.
as in the case of the Kazon, coming back having won the dog challenge.
We've
One
got
came
your
in out
ducks.
of water, that's right, the Dell, isn't
All
it? That's why I
right.
said
Right.
no. You know,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Just
That's
caught it in time.
Beagle. Party colour whippet and the
Just
Finnish
leave one
Spitz.
slip like that when you're out.
Do you want me to read the call the breeds to you as they're
Norwegian elk
coming up?
hound,
Not unless it's an alteration.
This
Borzoi,
is an alteration, right? I just have
Irish
to catch it
wolfhound,
myself.
The only time I
Ridgeback.
get a bit foxed sometimes is when there's only
I
one.
think that other dog was a Scottish
Scottish
deer.
Deerhound, yeah.
I lost it then.
3. 6 breast
Front of
breeds.
the
so we're
deerhound is, I couldn't see. Now this dog, the
6
Afghan
breast
dog,
breeds.
was James Clark's hound group winner 3 years ago. He then went on, if you recall, to take best in show at the Sydney Royal. He's a blue brindle dog, very elegant, stylish dog, beautifully prepared,
6 breast breeds they'll bring
shown
in
by
for
Colin Krause City. He'd have to be quite a favourite in the group. Foxhound, don't see many of those about, do you?
That's a very unusual breed. We don't see many of them, but a foxhound won Sydney Royal a few years ago, Harry, didn't it?
Won it under Gwyn Broadley, one of England's
I'll be glad when we get through all these these days. At least I know where we're going from there on.
greyhound. Surprisingly few greyhounds being shown when you think of how many there are registered each year.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it's going to slow us back a bit.
Nice looking
We're gonna have to
saloon.
shift out of
That's
here.
Margaret Giles.
Come back again.
She has
Come back
some
again.
of the best saloons in the
Can we
country.
have a ring attendant to the ring, please?
So I remember reading in
He's got
Mr. Clark's critique from last time round that he was impressed with some Sabukis he saw in Sydney.
Well, that dog certainly should impress him.
That's champion Kiabi
Right there,
Venturer,
two-
bred
two,
by
right.
Margaret Giles.
You've got one up there too, mate.
Two UK import parents.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, listen.
You take the
Listen,
red
mate.
button.
It's stuck up in there. I said, your
Scottish
caissons.
Deerhound. Looks an attractive
Your
beast.
caissons have changed colours, mate. Your caissons changed
Yeah.
colours.
Yeah, I was colourblind, see, that's the problem. That's why you can
Look at
stop
the
me
big
out.
line coming along here, mate. Just
Hey?
look at the size of shoulders on this girl. Come on. Big girl, isn't she?
I'll have to have a look a bit closer, though. Cautiously.
Do you want any particular numbers?
For all that wrestler. For your information, Mr. Payne, I've been stuffed up by experts. I don't need enthusiastic amateurs. This on you too, nigga.
Listen now.
Powerful looking
Lady
Zimbabwe
in blue
ridge.
over there that came in. She's Lady who's she?
They
Lady,
had a
Lady Potter.
specialist show here, combined with the spring show last year. It's doing somewhere around about the 100 acres. So it's a fairly popular
Very
hound
much
breed.
Thunderbird too.
Big, tall Irish wolfhound.
You're a dog that always take my eye.
Yes. Majestic.
Bill's brought in half a brewery this morning.
Gentle giants.
The old Bill has brought in half a brewery this morning.
He did he?
Two bloody great big cardboard boxes, a dozen bottles in each over there.
Yeah, they've asked Alan, could they bring it all in, you know, and they said, yeah, by all means. You know.
They're around the
Nice
ring
with a
for
nice
it.
lunch today.
It's really impressed by it.
Nice and lovely French
Boys,
fries
are
and meat
they?
pies. Go real good. Good God.
Too pointed.
It can be very frustrating sometimes sitting outside the ring and seeing the judge make remarks to stewards or to exhibitors, and you can't help wondering what they said.
Yes. Elk hound.
Don't see many of them shown these
No,
days.
no, they've lost a bit of popularity. They're very attractive dogs. Especially kind in
Congratulations.
attractively coloured finished spits, which of course is a close relation to the elk hound.
Just the puppy, of course. Make it here again. This doesn't matter. No?
Which one? That was the dog, is it?
Yes.
Large
Yeah.
colour ribbit. Nice flowing lines. Who is that?
Who won?
That's champion Martinique Pink Max,
Don Allen. It was a Don Allen
owned
dog.
by
Don Allen
K.M.
dog, yeah,
Swan. Harry?
Eight, nine.
That wasn't
Name I've
Stacey's.
not
was it?
heard.
No, Stacey Key came third in the open dog class.
That's right, he
Pink
did.
Panther, yes.
I said, that's right, he did. How are the mighty fallen?
I'll check with you.
So much for the whippet.
Hellhound Mitch.
Nice trim little beaver.
The Hellhound
This one.
Mitch. 1229. You are required immediately in the assembly area.
That's a dog called champion Bonnie Mead Boniface
Hellhound Mitch.
from Victoria.
To the assembly area immediately.
And I have a sneaking idea that Mr. Clark gave him the challenge 3 years ago.
I had a look at the fellow setting up the Basset Hound, and I recognised him. He's a Victorian. So this must be the group in which the Victorians have done particularly well. Nice dog, too.
That dog's called Carshell Crowd Stopper, and that's Mr. Beale, R.E. Beale from Victoria.
He's been around for a while in Bassets, this gentleman.
Interesting.
He's from junior class, that dog?
That's a lady I know. That's Mrs. Clarkson. Yet another victory. She does
What are they getting over
extremely
there? Are they?
well in the
I
ducks.
wonder why he wants 3 of
I
them.
think, as far as I know, she has all 3 coat varieties. This, of course, is a
Don't ask me.
long-haired,
I get a bit of time to write that down, don't I?
Hopefully.
rather like it.
Yes, there should be, actually.
What is it?
That's champion Caligny Golden Bow.
Oh,
Because
At least I think that's how you pronounce it.
No?
that's when she starts. And then
Character specimen.
she then calls up.
It is,
They've got to do a lap on her. in
Smooth-haired
order. That's when we
dachshund,
want the
standard size.
We've got a bit of time, but not much.
Like the shaded red longhorn we saw just a minute ago. This is another very nice
Say
one.
thank you, nice people, and thank you, nice stewards, for all of the show signals.
she isn't.
Champion Daphne Daggerman,
Whether he
owned
does or
by
not is
Mr. J. Genford.
And
That's a
we'll
local
come to the
dog.
Stage.
I'm glad to see at least 1 or 2
So
locals
it's
coming
required.
in.
But whether or not they will, we do not know. The only other thing I want to know is who's going to present the bloody trophies. You'd think they would know by now, wouldn't you?
Yet another
I think
dachshund.
they would have had
This is miniature long.
the president or what do they
Shaded
call
red
him? I
in
don't know,
colour.
the chairman of the council, they call him, do they? Or what? What's
Well,
his
the
name?
wife
Major
of the
General
wife of
Pearson?
haven't seen any of him this year.
No, he hasn't been around
That's
at all.
not a local
Yeah,
dog,
popped in
Harry.
normally,
That's from
popped in every
Queensland.
morning. Stewards,
Champion
yeah.
Crastrup Hansel, owned
In fact, I
by
haven't
Miss
seen him
V.F.
at all in the dog
Bowden.
section, which is most times.
Huh?
We've got a lady in our presence. Why not get the lady to do it?
Miniature smooth-coated
Lady
dachshund
fighter,
being
that's a title, isn't it?
positioned on the table.
Far cry from cutting around the rings with miniature poodles and going on rather dubious long
You call that
weekends.
red or brown?
Red. To shade.
That's why I said it's not
Red.
the overdog, she's the underbitch.
That's Mrs. B.J. Danzy with champion Miliwa Montana.
I've been for a very long time.
The weekends, eh?
I think that's where
It's like a Y.
didn't see her for the weekends.
Size of it, I
Not
see
too
it
much
in
over
miniature.
the weekend.
Right. Not
They're
only
pretty.
that time, but during
Breed I've
practice
always
too.
had a great deal of liking.
She played around.
That's a New
very
South
handsomely.
Wales dog, champion Rondy
That's
Bob
my guess,
Dinky
and
Doo.
also
Yes. And Bazenji, if you remember, that's the young dog which took out the best popular dog.
This is Wagner Erastus.
there wouldn't be any shower in those clouds, would there?
It is, I hope not.
My coat's up there.
We can do some PAL umbrellas here. Oh, we've got the PAL umbrellas at the end.
They
Yes,
didn't put them up because they thought they would block the view of the general public. And I said, well, what happens to the bloody rain? See, if the rain will dash up.
Glassy,
That'll be a bit too bloody late by then, eh?
high head coat.
What's this, the final lineup, is it?
That's a breed I have a lot of time for.
Has she done all the stupid ones yet? All of the
Well,
ones?
if there's a pull-out done, I'll be surprised if he's not in it.
Right.
No, I haven't. This is
The first time we've seen
That's
Mr.
the
Clark.
amount of interest we've got now.
Quite know how he'll go about
haven't even bothered to pick a winner. I'm going to give up.
selecting his eventual winner.
Well, the Afghan's 3 years down the track, but the way he moved around the ring, I'd say he'd still be in it there somewhere.
Oh, you're right. Bazenji is the first one to come out. Long-haired dachshunds. We agree with that. Look very attractive. Bassett. That's 3 so far.
You've got the Senji, Bassett, Standard Long.
What's to come out?
Saluki.
Saluki, number 4. The Afghan, number 5. We missed one, or are there any?
That Afghan's tiny.
It's a tiny dog, isn't it? Yeah. It's a nice one too.
That's the one you put up, isn't it? Like best in show.
Yes, that's what. The Afghan, I think the Afghan bitch was.
That's the one that makes it 6.